Jesus.
Lordy Jesus.
Lordy Jesus.
Lordy Jesus on this rainy Sunday.
Yeah. What's going on, everyone? This is, I'm Ninja.
I'm Bri.
And we're
I'm
Bri
gonna go first.
Ninja Network and
Plus Roman.
Team BRB.
We were supposed to do a video without him, but he woke up.
Yep, so
That's our life.
Now, I mean, honestly, if we're being completely honest, this video had a lot of unexpected, I guess, results of things. We had one idea Friday, and now the idea is completely changed today due to said results.
Georgia being Georgia.
On Saturday.
Georgia being Georgia.
Yeah. It's Georgia being Georgia. We see
the whole state of Georgia being Georgia.
Right. Me and Bri kind of wanted to start off with or just do this video. This is episode 42. And we just wanted to talk about the state that we've been living in.
Last time.
40, right. I think it's episode 43. So 43. And we just wanted to dedicate it to the state that we've, been our whole lives, pretty much raised. She was born. I was raised. And, the good and the bad, really, because we wanted to, I guess, appreciate, but after this weekend, we also just gotta talk about our concerns.
What?
Man, oh man. See,
are we talking about the game first?
See, I didn't know I guess the way we initially were gonna break it down is we were going to have, I guess, the pros and cons of Georgia, specifically Atlanta, but basically, now we're just rounding it out to all of Georgia.
Basically, living in Atlanta the past, how long has it been? 4 years now?
4 years, yeah.
It's been 4.5 years now since him and I graduated. We graduated college and I moved straight to Atlanta in 2015 after graduation and moved in together. And been living in the city, commuting through hours of traffic and kind of learning all the ins and outs of
Atlanta,
the city, really living in the city of Atlanta, Fulton County.
We're not talking about the suburbs. We're not talking about
County.
Outside 285. We're talking about straight up Fulton County.
Yeah.
303, 301.
And so we were let's talk about Atlanta and the ins and outs that we've learned over the past 4.5 years. But then
this weekend,
as the week progressed, it's do we just need to talk about the state of Georgia? Period?
You're right. It started with
last Sunday. Falcons went 1-4,
which is not
shocking.
That's not shocking. We've had video. We've been doing, I guess, our channel for about a year, maybe going on 2 years, and we've talked about the blunders of the Falcons plenty of times. We're not necessarily fans. Yeah, we're not home fan teams. We only pretty much, I guess, in this state had one home team that we technically have to go for.
But first, then after the Falcons went 1-4, the Braves, who were number one in their division or conference or whatever in baseball, lost in the first inning, honestly.
Yeah, when you see 11 runs, I mean, when you see it, because I had to see it to believe it. When you hear, I guess, Bri told me 11 runs in the first
I thought the game was over
inning,
when
I literally dropped my jaw because I'm just hold on, which inning? She said the first, the top of the first.
I was confused. I thought that was the final score, but then I knew the game had just started, so I'm how is it 10-0 in the first inning? That just made no sense to me.
I just knew I had to make sure I saw exactly what happened, and
so we watched the highlights, and
it looked about as ridiculous as it sounded, honestly. I'm pretty sure 2 pitchers are going to be reevaluated.
I really feel bad for the pitchers. That's so embarrassing.
It's just when you go in with the momentum, like I said, being first in division, you're going in. Like I said, they're one of the few. They are the few. In the last 2 decades, they're the only team that's brought a championship to Atlanta. And you would, I guess, the hopes
in the 90s, though.
I said 2 decades.
Sad.
And you would think, I guess, because they were number one in the division, they've been building their team over the years, they were about to come back in it, but nope. They go out like that, and it just seems very typical fashion for the sports teams we have here, unfortunately.
And then you get to Saturday, and it's you cannot even watch the first half. We were we play South Carolina. They haven't been a threat since we've been in college.
Our schedule this year was designed for us to get to the championship. We had most of our difficult games are at the end of the season. Even then, they should be nice games, but not difficult games. We shouldn't be losing to unranked teams.
Yeah, we didn't
even if they are the SEC. I told Bri, I guess when I'm like SEC games, take them more seriously because we have our. This is in our division. South Carolina's on our division being part of the SEC East. So we have our division games. And those
they were a huge rival when we were in college. Like South Carolina was one of our biggest games of the year. And
we lost to them.
I think
So I want to say out of the 4 years or 5 years, give or take, that we overlapped them, I think we lost them like 2 or 3 times.
So it was half and half. It was like
back and forth. But the last couple of years, it hasn't been even a contention. And it was going into it the same way. They're unranked. They have no rank. They were 2 and 3.
We were getting ready to sit down and eat brunch and watch a movie when Blake got the notification that it was like tied after halftime. Or no, we were down.
It said we were down.
And we were like, what?
It's just, and the score is like, the issue really is our offenses. Our offense is not, we need something. Whatever Kirby has set, the 4 years, everyone needs to graduate and go on because it's not, we should be,
pay attention to me.
On unranked teams or Murray States or whatever, we should be getting the same amount as Alabama.
You want your milk?
Doubling up, 80 points, it's not 80, 45 points a game. We can't even get over 20. And we've said this over this channel on our, ourselves. Like, you can go back and look at our old videos. We complain we can't get over 20 points. It's like it's kind of mind-boggling. Sure enough,
you have teams like Alabama and Clemson like blowing out.
Less than 45 a game. It's like that's what you got to do to stay competitive.
It's like we're not there yet.
The reason we couldn't beat Alabama is because our offense gassed out in that first half. We went to 28, whatever, and then we couldn't get above that number. Like that's how Jake Fromm and the boys can't get above 30, and it hurts.
28 is like Atlanta's like big number.
Yeah, man. Falcons, Bulldogs. I mean, honestly, the Hawks.
Who are you fighting?
I don't even know what to say about the Hawks. Everyone's, I guess, hoping and wishing that someone from the NBA is going to pick a. I heard someone say something crazy the other day about like Anthony Davis coming here if he don't work out with the Lakers. That's actually someone said a thing in my job. About Anthony Davis if the Lakers don't work out. I'm like, we wish. Just like
we don't even talk about the Hawks.
There's nothing to talk about the Hawks.
There's never anything to talk about the Hawks.
We got homeboy. We got what's his name?
I look at the schedule and see who's coming to town and when I want.
Trae Young is who we got, right? We got our top draft pick. And he's nice to to watch, but he ain't winning no games for us by himself.
I could see Vince Carter play one last time before he retires.
He's on the squad.
Yes.
I mean, it's like there's nothing even talk about the Hawks. I mean, at least the Falcons have been to the championship to lose. At least us at UGA have been to the championship to lose. Braves, the Hawks haven't even had that conversation since the '90s. So I don't think they've been past the second round of the playoffs. I don't think they made the playoffs in about 10 years.
I don't think Hawks have been in the playoffs since the big three were on the Celtics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been about 10 years. That's crazy.
It's probably been more than 10 years.
That's crazy.
So
we're not even talking about them in sports. And that's kind of, I guess, the difficulty that, is really what inspired most of this video. On top of all the traffic that anyone who has worked and or lived in Atlanta has to face.
State of Georgia. It's like
the
state of Georgia is just
ours the average.
What did we do to have such bad luck with sports?
We have all the opportunity. I don't know what it is.
I feel bad not rooting for like the home NFL team, but it's like growing up, Falcons were never good.
No championships.
Yeah.
We had Mike Vick. He was great. No championships.
Let's not talk about that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, amongst other things, like
let's not talk about that.
It's
like we grew up watching the greats, like Aaron Rodgers.
I was going to finish. We grew up watching the greats come to our city and destroy our teams. And that's how we've developed our likes for other teams. That's honestly been whatever, I guess, I love the people who are diehard fans of Atlanta, but I don't know how you could just have your soul crushed like that over and over and over. I'm feeling it with UGA. We are feeling it with UGA. They just hurt. I didn't think that this was to be a season to even watch, but sure enough, now we're ranked number 10 now, and
Yes, the polls
Can we get
came
back
out.
to the championship?
I think
If a lot of things happen.
They were very generous giving us number 10. If we had won, definitely we would have stayed top 10. Honestly, still over Notre Dame. But the fact that we lost to an unranked team, I think they were nice, generous, keeping us number 10.
I think they kept us there though. Only like I said, the game was just such a piss poor game on both ends. Like if they had blew us out, then we would have probably dropped more.
Can we talk about the coaches? Do we even want to talk about the coaches?
Silly kick call. One coach tells his kid to do the crazy kick. We have a crazy kicker, and we don't tell him to do the crazy kick. We get kicks blocked.
It's like they call it like opposite. Like South Carolina should have gone for the run. I think they had like 3 yards to go.
3 yards, and it was a 55-yard field goal or something. 50 something like, or I think it was 60. It was a 60-yard field goal. They had 3 yards to go, and their kicker only hit his highest, which was a 49-yarder at that game that day.
I think it was 47.
And they gave him the opportunity. Our field goal kicker hit 50 at 55 before, which is some NFL stuff. We were at our 55 at his maximum range.
He should have kicked it.
And we decided we wanted to run a play, get a penalty call, and then have to go back 5 yards, which pulled us right out of field goal range.
Meaning Kirby had 2 chances.
Kirby has had multiple chances to make the right decision.
And he still said no, run the ball. But I just think the percentage of Rodrigo making the first field goal was higher than us doing a Hail Mary.
Anything.
Aaron Rodgers pass.
Jay's passes have not been all.
See what I did there with Aaron
all
Rodgers?
on point. Exactly.
Is it good?
They haven't been all on point lately. This whole game, most of the passes were wobbly before they, actually went to the spiral from. I don't know. It's just we need new stuff. Our run game didn't even exist. Like that's really the issue.
Swift in the Heisman run.
Our run game didn't exist. It might be because of a line problem. We're not able to open up holes, but the commentator said himself, this is a game where we had to depend on Jake Fromm's arm, and you see what happens.
Meanwhile, Justin Fields is
17 points.
Justin Fields and Ohio State are ranked number 4.
And he's got probably 17 points rushing by himself.
Just saying, just a comment.
Hey, he's watching the game just like the rest of us. It's just, ooh. And that's kind of, I guess, the things that get us in the bag about, ooh, Atlanta. It's really most of the sport in the traffic. Because other than that, there's a lot of great things. Right now, I guess Pride's going on. They have...
we're like the top. I would think it's safe to say that we're one of the top music industries.
Most definitely.
That's something Georgia and Atlanta has going for ourselves.
We, currently, the South has been controlling as far as the sound of like hip-hop and R&B. The South has been one of the most major contributors in the last couple of years as far
Everyone's mad because some list came out of like 50 of the top
Everyone's
rappers.
been doing their top 50 rappers, which I would love us to do.
50 of them are from Atlanta. It's like the top 50 from Atlanta, period. And everyone's mad about that list.
I mean, it's a lot of artists here. It's a lot of people that even just spark out and they'll do like a one-hit wonder. There's a lot of one-hit wonders that are from here. Like I'm thinking about what's his name? James, right? He's from here. Gold, all you know what I mean? This is a one-hit. There's a ton of one-hit wonders, let alone like the superstars like T.I. and the 2 Chainz and the Gucci Manes and the who else? There's so many. I mean, Ludacris, Atlanta, Big Outkast, right?
I was about to say, if you go back even further, starting with like Outkast.
No, I'm gonna name the greats. I know the top tippies that because most of them some of us we were grace enough to see. Me and Bri would see in concert, which is cool.
A lot of people even like kind of like how in country music you go to Nashville to start your career. Even a lot of people that aren't from Atlanta, they still come to Atlanta to boost off their career. Like
Cardi B came through. She came through Migos, and their production. What are they? We met the squad. The Lord. Anyways, Cardi B came through. I'm gonna say through Migos production. Justin Bieber and Usher came through Atlanta, and they had, I think they did some stuff with Jermaine Dupri.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's in music, we got the lock. In sports, We're struggling. Honestly, I wouldn't say just music because honestly, we've delved into other forms of entertainment.
Everyone was talking this week about Tyler Perry's new studio that he opened.
It's a multi-million-dollar studio. It's huge. He's got a fake mock White House and stuff. It would probably really rad to see one day. They seem like.
I wonder if they're gonna do like tours, like open to the public.
I mean, it has a whole exit on the highway, so I'm sure they'll probably just like Disney or something. It's kind of like his own little Disney. It's kind of.
True.
He's been working really hard for it, and he's been doing it in Atlanta.
Medea House.
Oh,
Mabel Simmons house.
On top of Tyler Perry production, I mean, before that, the last couple of years, a lot of bigger produced movies like some Avengers scenes, Fast and Furious, they've all been filmed here. Big TV shows.
Filmed a lot of their shows here as well.
Ozark is filmed here. Ozark is filmed here. Stranger Things is filmed here. We talked about, like, The Walking Dead. It's filmed here. It needs to end here. But that's a story for another day. As far as big production though, it's crazy. You see, like I said, Avenger movies, or it's a couple other big movies that you'll see right at the bottom. Made here in Georgia, and that didn't used to be the case until I want to say more recently. And it's really cool to see. It would be really cool to keep too, but that's between entertainment and Georgia legislation, because that's a whole.
Not going there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother bag of Georgia and whatever, but
I'm a compliance person. I'm like, nope. Red flag.
I just had to, like that. There is a entertainment, but
anyway,
I guess controversy. But
divert.
Overall, entertainment, like I said, music, television. I mean, we're one of the top news markets. A lot of, I guess, a lot of national news or CBS.
When I was in news, I've retired from news. But when I was in news, Atlanta was like number 8 market, I think. Which is really good to be top 10 out of like hundreds.
Out of hundreds.
Out of all the cities in the United States, right. Atlanta was number 8.
It's a pretty big, like I said, as far as television, news, entertainment. This is one category we just don't got. And we have the potential. We had all the teams at one point.
When has the Hawks been? Other than Dominic Wilkins, when has the Hawks ever been?
I mean, they won. I think they have 2 championships during his age. I believe. Or no, they have none. I'm thinking about the Falcons. I think the Falcons have 2 championships. But that was before, I feel like that was before they even came in. Look at it. It was like 50 years ago. It's stuff that doesn't matter now. Like, traffic and, I mean, the traffic's mostly because all the people are here. It's a lot of people. Mostly because there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of, things going on. A lot of food.
Talk about the food.
A lot of good food, actually. I was just about to say
That's been my favorite part of living in the city. Well, when we lived in the city. We moved out of the city now.
There's a lot of good food opportunity. A lot of places that are just here in Atlanta. I mean, everyone usually probably goes for like the Southern hospitality thing here because this is the middle of the South. This is where
popular for like a bunch of brunch spots and stuff now too. We just came from brunch.
But I don't think it's Ocho is expired by Tennessee, but Southern food.
Say where we went. I was just saying brunch.
I know. I'm just saying. I was trying to think. I'm like, it's Southern. Nah, it's still Southern food though. It's like the same type of stuff that you would find in any typical Atlanta place. I mean, it's a great place to raise families because there is, Six Flags. Let's say as far as back on the entertainment, they got Six Flags too. You got Whitewaters. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's a great place. Like I said, when I was thinking about making this video, and me and Bri were talking about the pros and the cons. There's a lot of pros. There's so many pros. But the cons are crazy. Okay.
It's a growing city, apparently, growing job market.
A lot of I mean, we're expanding the highways. Spaghetti junctions on 285 for Braves, and also the expanding population of the city. We're still trying. As far as cons, we're still trying to get our medical. As far as our ranking in medical sciences, Georgia's still kind of. We got to get that together too. We got a great baby delivery hospital, but as far as adult care, I've seen mixed reviews. So, but I did know. I mean, they did recently, as far as like I said, legislation. They did starting to do some legalization and stuff. So maybe they're trying to move into another direction.
Yellow area.
What?
Just kidding.
I'm just talking about, like I said, as far as medical science, they're trying to, I guess, get into the know-how of other states and figure out what's going on there. But that would hopefully be a pro in the future.
Slowing down.
You know?
You done?
I mean, the real estate is great. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of pros and cons, but for the most part, if y'all want to stay here, Atlanta, you gotta get these sports together. That's really what we want to talk about. I was hoping that we wouldn't have to be talking about our Bulldogs in this video, but Bulldogs on the Bulldogs. Kirby, or Georgia's going to Georgia. That's really like the memes. I'm probably gonna upload some. He's upset. He's like, yo.
Fine.
Is this
here?
The memes itself in
Big
this
baby.
vicious weekend me and Bri have seen as far as legit Falcons, the Hawks, Georgia Bulldogs, and the Braves. Sad, man. Oh, I mean, we didn't even talk about ice storms and all that other crazy stuff. Being stuck on the highway. We actually talked about the negative, but as far as traffic.
It's gonna be a cold winter.
Hopefully that doesn't mean any ice storms that we're gonna be stuck in traffic for 8 hours in your car, or stuck in your car.
Why would you say that?
It happens in Atlanta. That's or a highway that falls apart.
Let's talk about this cold weather that just came through here, though.
Or this,
If it goes back up to 90 degrees, I'm done with Georgia. I'm done. I actually am enjoying this 60-degree weather.
because it was 90 all summer.
It was really good.
It was 90 all summer, and everyone's electric bills was crazy.
It just needs to. The power bill has been amazing this week.
I was like, when it was 95 degrees in October, that's so crazy.
97 was the record. Georgia weather.
Weather's probably gonna go on the cons. To say honestly, we're gonna put entertainment, movie, news, all that stuff in the pros. Weather goes in the cons of sports and healthcare. That's coming up. We're gonna get it up there. Oh yeah, we just wanna, a lot of you guys are either from here or you lived here, so you can definitely sympathize with us.
Cough it out though.
As far as Georgia and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you were definitely, I guess, you're from here, you appreciate the stuff, but you also appreciate the concern.
Yeah.
As well. Just gotta make it better for little mans like him, so he can, can watch Hawk games and stuff, and not just be like me and Bri and our parents that pretty much only took us to Hawk games to see other teams.
You hear him talking?
That's all we want to tell you guys. We just want to listen a little Georgia rant. That's all. Let us know what's your favorite things about this state if you're from here, or if you've ever visited. If there's any restaurant or anything. I know it's pretty not the sports. So yeah, let us know. And if you got comments, y'all can let us know that too. But I'm gonna say it's pretty good here so far. For the most part.
Wrap it up. You better get back.
So yeah. We'll see you guys later. Peace and happiness in Georgia. Ugh.